Hello guys, today I'm back with another video and we are going to talk about the richest person in modern mankind. He was so rich that today's billionaires, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Bernard Arnold, Elon Musk, do not even possess half the money he had. John Davison Rockefeller. So without any further delay, let's start the video. Rockefeller was the second child of William Rockefeller, who was called as Big Bill. He was a merchant and sold elixirs. John's childhood was quite messed up, as his father bought a woman whom he liked and they all stayed together. John would rarely live at one place. As I said, his father was a merchant. He would frequently move from one place to another. He attended the Cleveland's Central High School, which was the first high school in Cleveland, but dropped out after a year, where he got a job as a bookseller in 1855 at the age of 16. He used to work for a small produce commission firm. He would particularly calculate transport costs. He would negotiate with barge, canal owners, ship captains and freight agents. After a couple of years, the firm said that they couldn't raise the salary of John. So John came out of the company and kept his own commission business in partnership with Maurice B. Clark. They raised a significant amount of $4,000, of which $2,000 were from Maurice B. Clark, $800 were John's savings, and $1,000 from John's father, which John bought for an interest of 10%. At young age, John had two ambitions. One, to make $100,000, and number two, to live 100 years. He definitely made the first one, but he came close to do the second one. He lived for 97 years. John made good progress in his business. He made around $17,000 of worth profits in just 2 years, which is more than 4 times the capital they raised. And this all happened because there was a civil war going on in the US and it was coming to a halt. So John needed new businesses to make profits. And here comes the big money. Just 100 miles east of Cleveland, there was the first American oil well. But then oil didn't have such a huge demand, as cars were not yet discovered. Oil was only taken out to extract kerosene, which was used in lamps. Coal was also used to light the lamps, but it would cost more to take out the coal. Oil was comparatively easy to extract than coal, but still, digging oil was pretty hard. So John decided to refine the oil instead of digging it. But he had to wait until 1863 for a railway track which connects Pennsylvania and Cleveland. But when tracks were ready, a long line of investors were ready, and banks were also ready to back him up. He had an expert team to use the byproducts after refining the oil. Other refineries extract kerosene or petroleum from the crude oil, which is 60% of it, and dump the remaining 40% in rivers. But John was also using that remaining 40%. He used to sell it in form of tar, paraffin wax, naphtha, etc. In 1865, he competed with 26 other companies which were ruling the industry. By the end of same year, he already acquired 4 of them. At this point, it was too difficult to manage this company by a long line of investors. You can't take any rapid decisions. For making any change in the company, you need to inform the board. It became a bottleneck. So he incorporated his own company, Standard Oil of Ohio. In order to buy the competition, he used to invite his competitors and show them that he is bigger than them and will survive for a longer time than them when there is a recession. People don't give their company based on one meeting. So John would actually sell oil at comparatively low prices than his competitors, and sometimes even by 80% to kill his competition. And unsurprisingly, his strategy worked. By 1880, he was supplying 90% of the oil used in America. He was so powerful that he would invite the big rail companies and personally negotiate rebates for using trains. This kind of backdoor things really got up the thing, as most of the goods were transported by trains. Other business magnates feared that there could also be a similar kind of monopoly in their industry. Even some politicians who envied and were jealous of John's massive power started to attack him. Legislators in Ohio began antitrust laws against Standard Oil to bring down John D. Rockefeller. But he was one step ahead. He started the Standard Oil Trust, which held stakes in over 40 local companies. This was the peak of John, with 20,000 oil wells, 4,000 miles of pipeline, and employed over 100,000 people. Some experts say that Standard Oil at its peak was about worth of $1 trillion, but was also losing the domination of oil. Massive oil wells were founded in Russia and Asia, which were developed by Rothschild's family, and they went back to step into America. In 1890, federal government passed the Sherman Antitrust Law, which gave politicians legal right to go after Standard Oil. Of course, the complex legal structure was very difficult to investigate and was also the reason government couldn't break it until 1911. In 1911, the Supreme Court found Standard Oil guilty of anti-competition practices and broke Standard Oil into 34 different companies. But still, John had stakes in all of the 34 different companies. Surprisingly, the breakup was the most profitable event ever happened in John's life. You can see that most of the companies reunited with one another. Now all the companies are either Marathon, ExxonMobil, Chevron or BP, of which 3 are incredibly massive companies, and made him the richest American ever lived, with a net worth of $423 billion at today's value. Today Facebook is handling a similar kind of monopoly. Click on the appearing windows to watch it. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive the latest notification, because more are coming.